Hey everyone, welcome to day 6 of Davinci Fusion. And today I just want to run through basically what the nodes are and what they do. Because actually it's a really important part of Fusion is, understanding what your nodes actually do. So let's jump into Fusion and have a look at them. So all your nodes are here on this timeline. And as I mentioned, each segment does something different. So here we have the kind of generator nodes, which you can, generate things from. Here you have the effects nodes, which can't actually generate, but they just basically affect something that's there already. Here you have your merge nodes, which glue your components together. Here you have your mask nodes, which basically will just mask, affect only certain sections of things you want. This little last section here is your 3D effects, and this little section here is all your 3D render effects. I'm not going to touch the last two segments today because, to be honest, I don't know enough about 3D stuff yet. It's something I haven't touched on. I'll probably get into it on a later date, but let's have a look at the first 4 sections. So right now I don't have anything in the project, so I would have to generate something or have something to put the effects on. So let's just start with the background node, for instance. And as per usual, it's create the background node and then create a media out, because it always has to have an output to be able to see anything. So you have your background and media out. So for a background, let's just change the color. Let's just make it purple. With the background layer, you can also make it a bit more interesting if you like. So here it says type, you can add solid color, add a little fade in as well to other colors, have 4 colors. So let's actually make it kind of like 2 colors like this. Leave it on horizontal so it kind of fades from purple to black. Let's say we want to add a little text layer over that. So once again, it'd have to be a generator node. And let's just type something in the text here. And now look, what's really interesting here is if I don't use a merge layer and literally just get my text and drag it to the background, it will become the background. And the amazing thing is it will keep the, the gradient kind of thing in the background. Let me just make this a bit bigger so you can potentially see what's happened here. So you can see it's kind of created the text as the background, but kept the kind of gradient. So that's a great way to kind of create that effect. But that's not what we're actually going for. So I'm going to just get rid of that. What we'd have to do to kind of merge the two is, obviously you guessed it right, use the merge layer. So I'm going to drag the merge layer into there, drop the top over there, and there you go. Do you know what would be pretty cool if we created that same effect kind of twice that we created in the beginning, but put it over the top? So if I created a little background layer, and I don't want them to merge because I want the background layer to be as it was before, where the text was part of the background layer. So I'm going to delete this merge clip. I'm going to try and put this inside here. Let me just delete that actually. Put this inside that one and then make that the merge layer. And now as you can see, the text is black because it's running through the background layer. So I'd have to change the color, of the background layer. Let me just make that a horizontal as well, say, and then make that green, and then make the other color white maybe. So basically what we're doing now is, just kind of generating, right? It's nothing's really being that affected. So let's say I want to affect the color now of the text. I'm going to drag in this little color corrector here, and I'm going to put it between my text and my background and, to the mask. And now if I start moving this around, you can see that it's going to obviously affect the color of the text, because as I mentioned before, these section here will just create effects. They don't generate anything. So move that into there and maybe create some blur. Let's see what happened there. There you go. It's like creating a bit of blur. So that's affecting just the text once again. Now let's just say I want a specific area of that text to show, or even just to be blurred. We can mess around with the mask section. So this, if I drag down the front here and put this over, that's just a rectangle mask. And as you can see now, it's just going to affect where the mask is, because I'm telling the text in the background, everything from this whole chain, just to show what the mask is, what I want it to show. I can invert it as well. So this is like what it's not kind of showing. But what happens if I just want a certain section to be blurred? Now you just have to put the mask over the blurred node. So let me just drag this down here. As you can see on this little blue tab here, should say effect mask. So I'm going to drag this just over my blur, and now as you can see, the mask is just affecting the blur. If we turn this up even more, just to really show you how bad that can look. So you can just blur out certain sections. So some of this can take a bit of experimenting, because if you put the node in the wrong place along the chain, you're going to be affecting things that you don't want to affect. So that can take a bit of practice. I'm still doing it sometimes as well. I put a node in the wrong place on the chain and then it just affects something. So sometimes you have to put things in the correct order to get the correct effects that you want. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. And really just experiment with this stuff, because the more you kind of experiment, the more you play around, and the more you understand what each node does, and which order it's going to go in. So keep messing around with it. Have a little play with all the nodes, get to know what they do, and hopefully soon it will become second nature. So thanks a lot, guys. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.